Hey guys, I'm back with a new review. Last time I did a review on Super Mega Force Ranger keys. Now this time, to continue down that line, I've been collecting more keys, this time more custom Ranger keys. Keys that were not included in the key scanner app or won't thought of as Rangers, but I think we all feel within fandom they are Rangers or should have been included by Bandai. I think would have been a nice addition to the collection. Also in this review, you can see in front of me, I have two Super Mega Force Morphers. One is actually painted in a silver and decaled with BD15 decals, stickers. I have done this like many others because the Super Mega Force Silver Morpher for America was so appallingly awful. It couldn't be justified to be bought, so, certainly from what I saw of the reviews. And now it's also very, very hard to find. But even if you could find it, it'd be impossibly expensive because it's rare. But not only that, it's expensive, and for what you get for it is appalling. It doesn't scan, it doesn't have an anchor key, all sorts of reasons why that Morpher was awful. So I mean, I have the Japanese one, which actually scans and what have you, does proper sounds with the anchor key. But for this, for the Super Mega Force, I felt I should get a spare Morpher and make it up to be a silver one, so you could put 6 Ranger keys in it and it'd be a bit special. I went a bit step further from BD15 decals and coloured in certain bits silver or whatever to be more. So Craig, if you're watching, this could be tips to improve the stickers. You know, maybe we could get a silver one of those. I'll talk about this later, but first I'm going back to my Ranger key collection. Haha. Sorry, the lighting is going to be all over the place. I've actually got the light on. Now, as you can see, the collection's still vast as last time, but it's grown even more. And also, what you can see, you've seen as well, is that I've packaged them in cassette tapes. Now, this is a little idea from, I'm not sure if it was the guy who makes the custom keys or the guy who, or one of the guys on Ranger Talk, but they suggested you store your keys in these, and I thought, what a great idea. Now, I found a good supplier in the UK. There's a good online site for these, and that's what I'm now currently using, as I don't have any shelves or anything to put them up. I felt it's a nice way to store them and also to keep the custom keys very well packaged, so they don't knock about and paint chip off them, because they are custom. So, which, you know, they're not made in the factory. They're not, you know, the color can come off if you're not careful with custom keys. So it's a good idea to keep them very carefully. So I'm going to go through all my custom keys and show you what they look like one by one. So for my new custom keys, you're going to see some really special keys. Some you may well have seen on Ranger Talk, some you may haven't, because they're pretty new. They're not many of these have been done, but hopefully after seeing these, more people go and see this guy and say, please do me some more. So and when I received these keys, David was like, I can't wait to see a review. So here you are, Dave. So we get onto our first key, which is MMPR Armoured Black Ranger. Now, as many of you know, this this key, you doesn't necessarily need it, I'd say, but I think it's just a nice addition, because as many people know, the Black Ranger wore the Green Ranger's Dragon Shield for about 30 seconds in the very last episode of the first season of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the Oyster Stew. See, I do remember these things. Yeah, he wore it for that one time, and it was in MMPR only, but of course, it was Japanese footage, but for Power Rangers only, dubbed Zhu 2, fight footage only. But it's a very nice key made by him. I'm pretty sure it is actually taken apart and actually either red, armored red or armored green for the chest, and then just painted black. And when you flip it up, it is actually the code for the Black Ranger. Of course, it won't, when you scan it, it won't be Armored Black. They haven't actually included that, sadly. But that should have been something they included. But again, that is such, I'm so impressed with that key. That's really awesome. Now, to move on, last time I didn't actually trial the keys. And you're seeing a key just on its own. You're like, oh, there's no body to it. That's because last time when I was filming my review and trying all the sounds for the review, and when I got my yellow turbo, it actually said Zeo. I'm like, hang on a minute. So sadly, the guy made a mistake, and like when I ordered my keys this time, he said he very kindly shipped this with it, you know. And that's how good this guy is, you know. If he makes a mistake, you know, and he will try and correct it, you know. And he sent me the back. This is actually the Zeo back, but because I've actually unscrewed it and switched. But hopefully, when I have some custom keys, I'll send this back to him if it's any good to him for another key, other keys he may try and make. Now we move on to our next batch of custom keys, which are the Psycho Rangers from Power Rangers in Space. Probably the most popular Power Ranger villain, at least, well, the most popular counterpart, evil Rangers, shall we say, other than the Green Ranger. They're so popular, they were so awesome in Japan and in America. They looked awesome, they sound awesome, they were just, I always love the post going around the fandom, you know, if Tim Burton made evil Power Rangers, this would be what they would look like. I completely agree. I mean, even their chest looks like Batman in various stages. So yeah, got Psycho blue, yellow, red, pink and black. Black, I've actually, sorry Dave, but I've actually shaded in some parts on the chest with a graphite pencil, because black is really hard to see. It's like, it's hard, as soon as you get it, as soon as I got it through the post yesterday, it's so black you can hardly see the details. So I shaded the chest in with a bit of pencil to try and bring out the chest a bit, the chest plate a bit more. It's still an awesome key. Now, these keys don't actually say in space. I think they say Mighty Morphin or Jungle Fury. I can't remember which, but it's not really important. But I'm actually looking to get duplicate in space keys to actually swap the backs and maybe send them to David, because I'm that annoyingly accurate with my keys. Now, of course, I wanted the Psycho Rangers. I couldn't just have all 5. I had to get, of course, Psycho Silver. This is, of course, Zane as a Psycho Ranger. It was a fake Psycho Ranger, but come on, you can't have 6 in Space Rangers and only 5 Psycho Rangers. You've got to get all 6, of course. So yeah, that's 6 of my custom Psycho Ranger keys. Now we move on to Ninja Storm. Now, Ninja Storm I technically didn't need to do, but I wanted it anyway. I was just adding up all the keys I could have, and I thought, well, there isn't a key for Super Samurai mode, so let's ask for one. And now, funnily enough, I don't think this key doesn't have a code, because there isn't a code for it, but I mean, most people already have the actual official Green Samurai Ranger key. Now, compared to his compared to the official key. Of course, the shading green's quite different, but I think that's quite nice. I think it's nice to be a little bit different because it is. But yeah, I think it's nice to have that. Personally, I prefer his samurai mode, not the super samurai mode, because I prefer the star helmet to this helmet for some reason, and I like the golden shield, but I still thought it's a nice key to have, so let's have it. Now to move over to Dino Thunder, we have the Jurassic Ranger key. This includes the code. He included the code for Dino Thunder Red Ranger, which is quite nice. I know not technically the Jurassic Ranger, but you know, I'll go with it. I think it's a very nice detailed key. Detailing's great. Absolutely fantastic. He, of course, as many fans know, he became the Jurassic Ranger with the combined powers of all 5 Rangers, but then each time he had to transform, he combined the powers of himself, Blue Ranger and Yellow Ranger to become the Jurassic Ranger. And then eventually he could transform himself into the Battleizer mode, which was somehow a step on from that, but still very cool. I didn't know whether to go for the Battleized one as well, but I think the Jurassic one key is a nice one to go for, because of course many fans know there's only 5 Rangers in Dino Thunder, so I thought let's treat this guy as the 6th Ranger, even though he's not the 6th Ranger. Let's treat him as such. Now I'm going to move on to SPD. I've got 3 keys to start with. We've of course got Boom, which was okay. It was a jumped up Ranger, not real. I'm not sure if it was real for Japan. Well, it certainly wasn't, but anyway, it's a nice idea. And of course, he's a hybrid between In Space and SPD. Sort of In Space, sort of helmet, but SPD body. And we've got Cat and Nova. All of them actually say SPD, and pretty much, and these 2 keys respectively say Ninja Storm and Dino Thunder. So yeah, these all say SPD. Brilliantly made. Some of these, I warn you, when you get them, you're going to have to be very careful because they're very delicate. Like the ears on Cat, I feel if you're not careful, they could probably break off. So I'm going to have to be quite careful with that. So if you decided to order custom keys from these guys, treat them very nicely. You know, don't have them bashing about, because they won't last. Now to move on to more SPD, of course. Now I did the Psycho Rangers. I felt I have to see what A Squad would look like as Ranger keys, and I wanted them. Now, of course, there's only 5, but interestingly, with all the other SPDs, I have enough. They fit into equal amount of tape cases. So now these suits, of course, they were supposedly the frontline squad of SPD, but of course they turned out to be corrupt and evil and working for Graham. Personally, I'm not that big of a fan of SPD season altogether, but I felt I had to have them because they look as cool as the Psycho Rangers, I think, and they have the helmets of the In Space Rangers. Of course, the green A Squad Ranger is of course the black In Space helmet, but painted green. Now these keys don't actually say SPD, but again, I'm hoping to get some spare ones to take the backs off and get them saying SPD. Now I'm going to move on to Mystic Force. This is of course Korag. Now in the official keys we actually got Wolf Warrior Red Korag, if you will, or Liembo. Now this key is very nice. Of course there's no code or anything like like with A squads, there's no codes there, of course, and those, because they don't have codes to be scanned. But I feel it doesn't matter. I feel, you know, I feel all the keys going up towards Mystic Force deserve to be had. The ones after, sorry, after I said Mystic Force, I mean, I think all the keys up to Super Mega Force should be had. I think all they should exist. Now compare him to his red self. I think it's pretty accurate for a custom key. I think there's not a lot wrong with that. I mean, there are some differences, you can tell. It's more handmade compared to processed. Like the black M on the front, slightly different. Gold chest plates, slightly bigger or larger depending which one. But yeah, I felt if you got the red Korag, you got to have purple Korag. Now to go on to Operation Overdrive, I have Sentinel Knight. Or ask for Sentinel Knight. Again, no code, but he does say Operation Overdrive, which is good. And I'm really impressed with that. Probably more so, especially the helmet. That he must have picked maybe a Mystic Force Ranger or something with a good helmet, because the helmet's quite strong, especially on the sides. Probably white Mystic Ranger painted into Sentinel Knight, but I'm happy with it because there was so that takes Operation Overdrive keys from 6 to 7 in total. Excuse me. But yeah, really impressed with that. Now we get on to Jungle Fury. Now, of course, when you think Ranger keys come to mind, I think loads of people requested these keys were the Spirit Rangers. Now, these aren't actual real Rangers. They are spirits. They were spirit, and I think they were American only as well. I don't think they were in Japan at all. From what I understand, it they were spirits of Paishuan Masters, but as Rangers. If you watch Jungle Fury, you will know what I mean. If you haven't, go watch it. I think these are some of the coolest Ranger suits they ever made. I think. Whether you think Jungle Fury is a good season or not, they do have some neat suits, and they do have some neat ideas. Now, for the Bat Ranger, I very sadly, as soon as I took it out, I accidentally broke the top antenna. You might be able to see from the camera. Come on, focus, if you don't mind. But yeah, it lost an antennae there, but it was very thin. And as soon as I lost one, I thought, well, to hell with it. I broke the other one off as well, because I kind of think there was no way I was going to be able to repair that myself, and I didn't fancy sending it all the way back to America just to get that fixed or swapped or whatever. You know, I think it's fine from a standpoint, and you know, as long as the wings on the side don't break, I'm happy with it. It works. Of course, there's no codes or anything to scan because they're not in the key scanner app, as with any of these keys, apart from ones that are actual other Rangers in the series. They don't scan in the app, but these say Jungle Fury. You'll be happy to know. Now, carrying on from Jungle Fury, we have Camille and Jared, or Camille and, shall we say, Daishi, if you will. Both keys are very nice. I'm really impressed with this. This pretty much looks like the Japanese one. I'm really impressed with that. And of course, the Japanese keys, okay, they're bigger, but they're stickers on the front, whereas ours are painted, which I think a lot of fans are appreciative of, that they're painted rather than stickers. And this is the custom, you know. I don't think you can fault the quality. So yeah, really impressed. Sorry, it cut out there. So yeah, all in all, I'm really pleased with my custom keys, and if you, like me, are as impressed as I am with these, go and talk to this guy and try and see if you can get some yourself. And this guy makes all kinds of customs. You know, I think you can get Go Busters off this guy, or Dino Charge, Koyuja, if you wish. Personally, I'm not going in for those, but I know other fans will. I think, for me, keep the keys up to Super Mega Force, and that's it. No more. So if you're thinking of getting custom keys and worried that the paint might chip off, what the guy will recommend you getting is, if you're worried about this, is getting some Sharpie paint markers. Now, these are what he uses to paint to colour them. Amazing invention. Britain, we don't actually have these in Britain. They're Sharpie markers, but they're actual paint inside them, and not just paint. They're oil-based paint as well, so it won't, water. It won't wash off easily. So, and also with that in mind, because these are oil-based, be careful when you're applying these. Don't wear flash coats or anything. Wear something you don't care if it gets paint on or anything, because when you start using these on these or any other sort of toy, because these are very good to paint your toys to be more show accurate, any Megazords or anything, and you'll get you get it all over your hands. So they do come out. It will come out, but it's just bloody hard to get out of your clothes. So, and also incredibly hard to wash off your hands as well. But it's great fun. And in fact, I'm a bit addicted to painting my Zords with these, because these are so good. There's all sorts of colours, gold. You can see that I've used these so much that there's all sorts of paint covered. They're covered in paint. And now, they might be expensive to order individually, but some I think you can get like a whole set for like £30, £30, and I think it's probably about, in American, it's probably what, $40. But shop around. We don't have these in Britain, so I had to import these. But these are, well, other than people in Britain that have them and sell them personally, I haven't actually seen these in Britain, in British shops anywhere. So or most of mine have been imported from America. But these are impressive things to have, especially if you're thinking about doing anything else, painting any more toys, Zords, keys. If you fancy making the keys yourself, I'd say go for it. But if you want them done quite well, I suggest sending your duplicate keys to this guy. I will put a link in the description of who done them. He has a Twitter page. He has a eBay page. Some of you may have seen his eBay custom key auctions, which are very popular. He does titanium Ranger, all sorts. Now, he's the same guy who did all my pink and yellow keys, because there was lots of pink and yellow Rangers that Bandai didn't make the cut and should have done. But with this guy, he's helped me finish my collection, and this is, if anything, this is further finished my collection. I don't think there's anything now that I've left out of any Ranger up going from Mighty Morphin to Super Mega Force that I've actually left out. I think I have them all, which I'm quite pleased about, because this collection is finally finished. Now, of course, I went back to saying, I said at the beginning to keep them in these, because they keep them rather in good condition. Somebody recommended that. I'll put a link in of where I got mine from, because these are quite nice condition, new ones. And you can get whichever kind you want. You can get ones without pins, which I've ordered a few more now because of certain seasons that have more than 6 ranges. For instance, like Turbo, of course, has including 6 ranges, and then the Blue Centurion, which is 7. Now this is an older tape of my dad's, and I swapped it, but it's not the case. But you can actually fit 4 ranges in them if they don't have the pins. So I've ordered a few of these because that's useful for seasons like Mystic Force or SBD or Jungle Fury, stuff like that. So I've ordered about 5 to 10 of those. I think I ordered 5, but I think I might need more than 5 because for seasons that only need 6, then you just need 2 per season. So 3 ranges in each. But also, what the guys may not have said in these, and I've just figured a way of displaying these quite nicely, as well in the tapes. If you flip the tape around, and use that as a stable, it can your keys can be displayed at an angle. Now, you may think, maybe not, because you prefer them all standing. Oops. But I accidentally did that, and I thought, oh, that's quite a nice, nifty way of displaying them, if you want to. I personally probably won't do that, but if you want them displayed like that, that's another good way of doing it. Now, to finish up, I said I'd go back to this Morpher. I've actually painted certain bits of my Morpher because they said it had the blue bit there, and of course like there is actually green on the back there. So I thought, you know, if I'm gonna have to make this a Silver Ranger Morpher, I think, you know, it's got to be gold and silver, of course. So yeah, I really like these stickers from BD15. They work real great. The only thing I'd say, and Craig, if you're listening, it actually covers up the speaker grill. Now, what I did is I took a knife or a screwdriver and just slit the 4 holes there so you could actually hear the sounds. Otherwise, it mutes the Morpher a little bit. But, you know, that's nothing to deter from good quality stickers. You know, they've not peeled off or anything. And I think that's a rather neat Morpher, considering, you know, we don't have a proper Silver Ranger Morpher that's been properly programmed or anything. I think that's rather neat to have, to make it up, make a spare Super Mega Force Morpher, and some of you probably have too, because you probably bought the first one, and then when the second one came out with the 40 Ranger keys, which I bought mine really late, so I was lucky, but you probably already have two. So if you thinking, oh, what could I do? Well, turn one of them into a Silver Ranger Morpher. Why not? The stickers aren't expensive and they look great too. So if you like my review, give it a thumbs up and subscribe. I hope we'll be back soon with something else. And thank you for watching. Bye.